Hi, hope everyone's well and you are staying safe tonight. Is an impromptu podcast because I watched the Insurgency Sandstorm live stream last night, and to be honest, it pissed me off. And I know it's gotten a lot of people's nerves. What they've said or what they actually haven't said. So tonight I thought we'd come on and just talk about this. Tonight I'm with Ben at No Cinematics, and if there's anyone else that wanted to join the stream, for some reason streamers chat didn't work, so we've had to come on a private one. We've tried it 2 or 3 times. That's why I said in the chat there that North was having problems with his audio. We couldn't get it on the normal channel we usually go on, so we've just come on a private one. So evening, Ben.
Evening, yeah. Great to be here.
So, yeah, great to be here. So tonight, like I say, we don't usually do one on a Wednesday. We usually stick to the podcast on a Friday evening. But mate, did you actually watch the NWI stream last night?
I watched some of it. I'd gone onto Twitch and had a few look at some of the clips because I know that Father Hank was presenting it. And from what I heard, well, he didn't give anything about consoles, didn't really give us much information about anything. It was more of like, we'll let you know when we're ready sort of thing. I'd seen the cosmetics, obviously, and I mean, they're an absolute joke. I just don't get why Insurgency Sandstorm have gone down this route. It's like, it's not what players want at the end of the day. Like, people who come and play Insurgency Sandstorm, they enjoy these, you know, a more grounded experience.
Because it's Insurgency Sandstorm. They didn't want anything else. They were happy with that game.
Exactly. And there's so many good cosmetics that they could actually add that were Middle Eastern inspired, but they've decided to just go, I mean, adding this lunar inspired one. It's like, where did that come from? It's like,
fucking Fortnite or something.
Yeah, it's like,
do you know what I mean? That because that's the meme at the moment, Ben.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. I seen a good meme. It was like some Fortnite characters, and then it had Sandstorm in there as well. But yeah, it's a joke, and they're ruining a really good game. In all fairness,
definitely, I think that too. So should we go right to the beginning? So one of the first things that Father Hank said was, I tell you what, Ben, we'll both do this. First of all, I'm probably the biggest critic of NWI, but let me tell you something, and I know Ben's the same. I loved the game. Mm-hmm. I love the core game, Insurgency Sandstorm. Big fan of the game. I'm not liking where it's going at the moment. My problem has never been with the game itself. I just wanted to make that perfectly clear. And I think you're the same, aren't you, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, I love the game, but at the end of the day, you have to criticize it when they're not listening to the community. And this was another thing I wanted to bring up, is they keep saying on these community blog posts that they're listening to the community, and we're
transparent. We're so transparent.
And where's the transparency? Because I'm not seeing any transparency from New World Interactive, and they've done very little of anything. And they keep saying, yes, we are listening, but they're clearly not listening because they're giving us cosmetics like this. So.
That no one wants, Ben. Literally no one wants. So initially, when Father Hank first came on, he said, look, before anyone asks, and I actually seen the stream, I had it concurrently with Twitch, which I'm banned from commenting on, and YouTube, which when I comment on, it's instant deleted. So I was concurrently watching both. And one of the first things he said is, look, we've no news about the console, and we'll give you information when we can. And Father Hank was making it perfectly clear he really wants to say something. He wants to give us information. But you know what? I don't care what anyone says, Ben. They could give something, anything, some information, regardless if it's good or bad. You're telling me they have absolutely nothing to say about the console edition?
Well, let's just look at this. They said The console edition was meant to come out the 25th of August or was it last year? And they were saying that they were ready then. So they must have been a little bit confident that they had something.
They could get it out, yeah.
So they must have some gameplay. They must have a screenshot that they could share. They must have the ability to tell us what resolution it's going to be on. Is it coming to current
frames? Yeah,
frame rate. And are we going to get crossplay? There's so many things they could tell us right now. But they won't tell us anything.
They just won't, and I don't understand. That's why, obviously, some of my videos are speculation. Some of them are from the literal horse's mouth. But, you know, there's certain things I say that are speculation. But to stop that speculation, to stop people like me, wouldn't you think they'd come out and say something? They'd say, you know, and I've said it before, it's getting fucking boring that, you know, we're not in a good place. We're having just tell them what you're having problems with. Yeah. Look, the game was supposed to be, it was announced in, if people in watching the video right now, or if they watch it afterwards, this game was announced in 2016. We knew it wasn't going to be released with the console, with the PC version of the game. So the PC version of the game was 2018. We knew it wasn't going to come out at the same time, but 2019 was, you know, not a hard thing to expect. And I think I made a couple of videos. I was actually watching them today. I made a couple of videos and I said that this game is not coming out this year. People were actually NWA came on one of my videos and said who's spreading misinformation and lies, but you know what, shit happens, and it didn't come out on the console. It didn't come out, and then I said they gave a release date, and I was told something. I was given a bit of information that they were in trouble, and I actually said to you, Ben, I said this game's not coming out, and you laughed at me. And you said, no, that's coming up. They'll give a date. How can they possibly not bring it out? So I made a video about 2 weeks before it was released, maybe it's a bit more, and said, I'm going to tell you now, this game is not coming out on the 25th. And lo and behold, they did that announcement and the game was cancelled for the console. And then basically nothing. We'd heard nothing anyway, but they'd you know, not said anything after that. And you know the debacle, Ben, of people still not got the money back. And I don't care if it's up to the Xbox store or Microsoft to give them the money back. I have pretty much pleaded with NWI to just step in, help these people. There's obviously people who've bought your product, not directly from you. You know, fair dues, it came from the Microsoft store. But step in and help these people. Don't just ignore them, because it doesn't look good, NWI.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, I'm not happy with Embracer Group either. I just feel like they're ruining the reputation. And I mean, I'm not, because Embracer completely own NWI anyway.
100%, they bought 100%.
So I feel like some of the decisions that we're seeing with cosmetics, I feel like that's Embracer Group maybe stepping in and saying,
possibly.
Well, could we try and maybe test the water here with the cosmetics, see how far we can push it maybe for the next game? But it just feels like they're dictating maybe a little bit on certain decisions. But yeah, I don't understand why New World Interactive couldn't have stepped in and said, you know, we'll help with the refunds and stuff, because there's people who still haven't got them. And
just speak to Microsoft on the customer's behalf. Just say, look, could you check your records? Could you check the refunds at Microsoft? And please have a look if there's people that you haven't refunded. What about the guy? I won't say his name because he's not on tonight, but he gave me permission to remember the video, and I posted screenshots of what he said to me, sent to me, that his bank has tried to get the money back, and basically he's been told you can't have your money back, and he was double charged. He was charged twice, and his bank has said, I'm sorry, we can't get the money back. So basically, whoever it is, Microsoft or NWI, have said, nah, we're not giving you money back. And if it was Microsoft, as an ethical company, you should have been going NWI and saying, look, we'll step in on your behalf. And they could have come to me because I would have helped. They could have come to me and said, look, Devlin, if there's anyone that has contacted you that has not got a refund yet, please give us the information and email address. I would have contacted these people and said, look, are you happy for me to give out your details so NWI can step in on your behalf? And I'm sure everyone would have said yes, because no one likes losing money, did they, mate?
No. Well, I still don't understand why they didn't even, they didn't ask you to go in something like the partnership program, or they didn't ask for any, like they're not involving the real creators who are actually playing the game. Like you're someone who was the first person to, well, from what I've seen anyway, you're the first one who covered consoles for Sandstorm.
I promoted it like shit, and you know I did.
Yeah,
I did.
And I still don't understand why they're not coming to creators like you who actually, you do care about the game. And it might seem like you coming across as like, you're just getting on NWI.
But it's not the game. That is not the game. It's more so the marketing team, in all fairness. But you don't know what happens in the background, behind the scenes. So I have to just say NWI as a company, because bottom line is, Ben, they've got to discuss these decisions before they actually make them. So, as a company, it is them. But, going back to what you said about the Embracer Group, I'm not understanding why they can have their decent reputation tarnished by NWI. And you're saying, have they got something to do with it? And maybe I was thinking that myself. But if you remember, I made a video and I think there was a comment that said, oh, we don't want microtransactions. And I'd been told something, and I said, look forward to this, because this is the path that NWI are going on. And I got slagged to shit over that. The people saying, oh, you're talking rubbish. Again, you're giving misinformation. And I says, no, this is the model that they're now adhering to. And people said I was a fool. People said I was spreading yarns and giving misinformation. And look what's happened now. Ben, can we have a look at? I can't bring him up on screen because I don't want to give NWI any excuses to flag my video and try and get it put down. But mate, your views on the Fortnite skins that are coming to Sandstorm?
Well, you want me to give my views on that?
Your opinions, your real opinions of these two skins that are coming, because apparently they're proper proud of them.
Well, I just don't. I don't understand what they're thinking. I mean, let's just look at the cosmetics. It's just atrocious. It's like nobody was asking for these cosmetics. They don't even fit the style of Sandstorm. They don't, because I was thinking as well, for Insurgency games, you think how much they're deviating from the Insurgency theme. You look at Insurgency, the original game, and look how much they've moving away from that and just going in this weird direction. It's like I was thinking as well, why are you doing a Lunar New Year update anyway? It's like adding the Chinese to a game that's meant to be set in the Middle East.
In Middle East, exactly.
Like, what you're just shoehorning stuff in now, and it doesn't really make sense when there's plenty of actual cosmetics that could be added to the insurgents.
That I personally think it'd be a lot more simple to do.
So much more simple. You could do just normal clothing, but maybe add, say, like some baggy,
some tan skins for the guns and.
But I'm looking at this red one though. I think that one's the worst. It's
ridiculous, mate. It is. It's ridiculous. And we thought the other one that we used to call the Star Wars skin was bad. These are ridiculous. Yeah. Ben, can I just take a minute or so to just have a look at people in the chat? I don't want to think that we're ignoring them, so I'll go along. Thick Rick, hello boys, love the content from you all. Cheers, Thick. I know he's one of your subs, Thick Rick. Fizzy 360 Wolf, we interrupt a soon-to-be console new podcast to bring you Fortnite Insurgency. Then we got Proton. How you doing, mate? Always good to see you, Proton. Nice. Imagine how bad the next title will be at this point. That's my views exactly. Not only do the cosmetics look wacky, they also have a cartoonist Play-Doh look. Hope this isn't the visual sneak peek of their next title. I'm fucking speechless. You're probably right, but that's one thing I haven't got. What the next game's going to be? A little bird told me it could possibly be South America, but don't quote me on that. But if it's right, I'll say I was there first. So Daily Post, any news about console release dates? Apparently, it's in the first quarter of this year. We've not been given a date, so we're going to look at March again. They've done that before in 2019. I'd love to be able to tell you, mate, but apparently it's the first quarter of this year. But they've said that before. They said it in 18, 19, 20, and I'm sure they'll say it in 2021. Fingers crossed that you do get it. Can't see it coming out in PS4 and Xbox One X, but who knows at this moment in time? Like I say, my little bird has gone a bit quiet at the moment.
Yeah.
So, Mag Swap Gaming, how you doing, mate? I've not seen you for a while. He just gave up, bought a PC. He'd been saving up for a while. It's the best decision ever. Yeah, me going back to PC was probably one of the best decisions I ever made, but I still, got to say, still play the Xbox. Mr. Cheeky Waffle, yeah, another regular on the streams. Yeah, it's paying to get the money back from Xbox. It took a while. They rejected the first one till I explained to them rudely. Maybe that's the way to do it. Start shouting and bawling at them. Proton, Play-Doh looking cosmetics, like they just came out of, what's that, TF2?
Oh,
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Frederick Chilton, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you again. By March, it'll be 1 year since they started with pre-orders. I know, mate, and it's shocking that some people, even though they cancelled it in August, have still not got their money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Proton Play-Doh skins. Emerald 90, thanks again, mate. It's becoming a regular, Emerald. Just wanted them to bring this game out. Yeah. Honest to God, look, I'm one of their biggest critics, but I honestly and genuinely want you lot to get this game. Yeah. It is a fantastic game. Well, the core game is fantastic, and the PC players actually put up with a lot at the beginning, the frame rate issues and the optimization. But as a core game, it's brilliant. You know, the last go on, mate.
Say they were saying Team Fortress 2 for TF2.
Team Fortress. Yeah.
I was trying to think of the other one.
Yeah. Let's have a look. And Emmett Ray, thank you for commenting. It's like they don't want anyone to play this game. Look, at the end of the day, that's my thinking as well, because they've alienated the console community by just ignoring them. And now they're doing everything that the PC players don't want. They don't want skins like that. If we wanted that, they'd go and play Fortnite, Team Fortress 2. And you know what? I'll get rid of these ones and then I'll go on. What price do you think it'll be? Apparently it's $34.99 if you're in the UK, $39.99 and something like $69 in Australia.
Yeah.
But I really don't know if it's coming out in next gen consoles. I have no idea how much it's going to cost.
Out to any console.
I know, exactly. Green King Chief, how you doing, mate? I am looking at Squad. Sorry, not Squad. I am looking at Tannenfield and what's that? Verdun. I have been researching it, mate. So I will get onto that. All the devs seem to think about is a profit, not thinking of what anyone actually would like to happen. Like console release, and even though it'd be profitable too, it involves more work. No, I understand that. And me and Ben have said this before, we can't understand the amount of money they would have got off that game on the console and how important we thought that release was going to be. So anyway, we'll get on with the conversation. So pretty much, I don't think anyone likes the skins. I've had one or two people on the Facebook page that I was on today says, what's wrong with the skins? And I'm like, okay, now, mate, behave yourself.
Well, have you seen the weapon camos as well for the insurgents? I mean, the insurgent, like the security ones are okay, but the insurgent ones, they're like wrapping paper around the gun.
I know. It's like ribbons.
Yeah.
And they're so proud. I don't know. Either Father Hank and Mikey are really good actors, but they look so proud of those skins. May NWI.
Oh, no, you missed it. I don't know whether you saw it, but on the live stream, someone said they look shit or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. But they're free.
I know exactly. I seen it. I did. Yeah. He said, "Yeah, but they're free." Yeah, who gives a shit?
It doesn't matter.
To be honest, we don't want it. It's actually broken the immersion
the fact
of the
that
game.
It's free as well is, I think, bad, because you're going to see more people running around with it. So it's going to
I know, mate. Everyone's going to be running about with it. We bought Sandstorm for a reason, because it was a tactical, hardcore shooter. It wasn't as intense as something like Armour, Squad, Hell Let Loose. It was just that good balance in between. And the core of the game, and I understand there has been problems, but the core of the game was just right for someone like me. I thought it was a fantastic game. I still think the core of the game's fantastic. Yeah. The game now with all these skins in and that.
Oh, no. I was going to read out a funny comment as well from Twitter I just seen. Someone put, because whenever Insurgency post anything on Twitter, people will reply saying, "Can you give us some console information?" And
you get nothing.
And someone put, "Forgive me for using the C word. I know you hate it, but would be nice to hear something about the console version."
So wonder he's not blocked.
I know. But they're never gonna reply to you, and never gonna give you.
I don't think they can get back for this, Ben. I honestly don't. And you know what else they did? I don't know if you've seen. They've removed competitive.
I know. I heard that. Like,
I didn't play it, to be honest. But you've got these clans, and you've got these people that got to. And yes, don't get me wrong. You can do something on a private server, but people who wanted to get into competitive. They can't do that any longer. They've took it away.
Is there a reason why they did?
Because the co-op and the other mode are the ones that they say are basically running the best, and that's what people like. They're the most successful modes.
They're the most successful modes. And co-op.
And co-op are the ones that they think are the most successful.
Yeah, right.
But that's, again, not... listening to your community. It might be small, but the player base is so small at the moment anyway. Don't alienate people that keep your game going.
It's shocking as well. Like, I feel like they're going after an audience that doesn't exist as well. Like, they're trying to diversify with all these cosmetics and making it more appealing to the mass market gamer. But at the end of the day, we would actually buy these cosmetics if they look good, but they don't.
No, they don't.
Waiting like 2,000 daily players who keep coming back to play your game, who are keeping your game alive, and you're not making content for them. You're making content for the community that doesn't exist on that game. It doesn't make any sense. Crazy.
No, I know exactly. For removing competitive, I have no idea, but. I was watching the stream last night because I watch every single thing you put on NWI, everything. I follow you at Reddit. You don't know me. I've commented and actually had conversations with people. I follow stuff on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. And I watch all the streams. And you know what? They did a Q&A right at the end of the stream last night. And Jack was watching it. I said... sorry, love, I've got to watch this because, I've got... She said, yes, no, there's no problem. And you know what she actually said? She said, these two guys are talking a lot, but not saying a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Ben? I would go as far as say 80%. People were saying, for argument's sake, are you going to change this? Are you going to fix that? And I will go as far as 80%. And they said, that's something we can't talk about at the moment, but we'll get back to you on this. Does that ring any bells? Does that sound familiar?
Oh God, that was with I forget his name, but I've seen him. He did
Mikey.
Yeah, he did.
Cesaurus.
He did that console thing where they didn't give any information that time, when they were like,
"Yeah,
we'll give you information in time." And it's always been the same. Recently anyway, it's got even worse. But at the moment, they're literally the same words, but nothing's.
They're actually, but they say nothing. They're talking, but saying absolutely nothing. Do you know when, he spends, 5 minutes bringing up his sneakers. Here's the shoe reveal. We don't fucking want that, mate.
We don't care.
We don't care.
The game. We want to know what's happening, but you're not. I mean, especially the consoles, you're not saying it.
Exactly. And even when they have a Q&A, Ben, they have a Q&A, and 80% of the questions that were asked, something we can't talk about at the moment. We'll get back to you on that. What's the fucking point of having a Q&A? And people wonder
a community manager when he's saying nothing.
He does nothing. He's a puppet. Yeah. People think I get on his back. I probably do. In fact, I do get on his back because he's not doing the job that he's there to do.
Yeah.
You're not the manager. You manage a community. You're supposed to be there to help the community, not be a puppet for NWI, even though I understand you're employed by that company. But your position and your job is to manage a community. You are not a manager. As in the historical sense, you manage a community. You're supposed to look after social media, make sure the community is happy. Tech questions, go back to your team and see if you can get them resolved. Father Hank just doesn't do that. It's as simple as that. He doesn't do it. He's an NWI puppet, and they probably love him because that's what he is.
Yeah. I mean, I sent him a message about the cosmetics, which he...
A failed hipster. Look what Proton's just said. He's a failed hipster.
Well,
he does.
That's how he comes across. That's
he does.
It comes because it's making him... It's like his show again. You know what we saw with Dara Death?
Dara Death, the Dara Death show.
Yeah, the Dara Death show.
Look at my dog.
And that's literally what I feel like Father Hank. It's more to do with, look at me, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the game. Let's talk about what I'm doing. And no, we don't care about that. As a community manager, you should be engaging with the community.
Exactly.
But I don't see him engaging with the community. I don't see it on Twitter.
No.
I don't see it on YouTube. He doesn't even look at the YouTube fucking live stream. He only looks at the Twitch stuff. So how's that a community manager?
Exactly. He could. If I can have two streams running concurrently and watch two, regardless if I'm watching it or I'm actually streaming myself. Now, if I can watch, and they have moderators in there, they have people that are watching the streams. You're not telling me they can't have someone, one of them moderators, because Dara De Freitas is always there as well, even though she's not a part of the team anymore. You're not telling me you can't have someone answering YouTube and Steam comments while the stream's going on. What load of shit. And I'll tell you that's actually bollocks, because I proved this with you, dinner, Ben. I made a comment, I screenshotted it, and then when I refreshed it, it was gone. So someone on there was deleting that comment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why, and I proved it to you, dinner, because I actually screenshotted it, shown it yet. You went to look and it wasn't there. So them saying they don't look at the Facebook chat, what a load of rubbish. Yeah. They must do, because
they're obviously doing it, but they're just not choosing to engage with the actual comments on YouTube, because people will put comments there. I never see them get read out or addressed by Father Hank ever, but they're still monitoring the chat, which makes no sense.
Exactly.
It's like they're clearly ignoring it.
And he should be all over people who are... one thing I'll give Dara Dev is, and what was the guy before that? He didn't last long.
You said it before. I can't remember his name.
Well, there was another guy before, and you know what? When people were doing videos, not my sort of videos, videos about Insurgency Sandstorm, for argument's sake, just some gameplay. One of the team would, retweet it and give them a bit of exposure and promote it. But you know what? Anytime they do it now, it's the same old people over and over again. They said they will. Exactly. They said, I've only ever seen you promoted once off them.
Yeah.
And you're probably one of the biggest ones on that partnership program, in all fairness, Ben.
Well, I mean, in terms of numbers, I'm one of the biggest there, but
and viewers, not even subs, to be honest, in views that you get for the videos,
still never get promoted. I think the last time It's got to be last year at least, early last year. But ever since then, like Father Hank never posted me on his community tab for YouTube. I've seen MG Gibbs there multiple times. Never been there. But obviously, he's probably not going to put me there because I've been talking about consoles, and he doesn't want anyone talking about consoles. So.
They don't want anything negative, even if it's constructive negative.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not as if you. I mean, I don't leave anything for discussion. I say it as it is. You're more diplomatic than me. Do you know what I mean? And you know that.
Yeah. Well, that's where our difference is. You just go speak your mind.
Guns firing. Yeah.
Say it as it comes into your head. You just think, boom, let's go. Whereas I give them a bit. I like looking at things. I like going through it. Does that make sense? I like double checking stuff, making sure I'm not giving misinformation out.
That's my job.
Yeah, that's your job. But I like going through making sure everything I'm saying is correct. But I mean, I'm not really. I mean, I'm not really like immensely negative, but I'll let them know when obviously there's issues with the game, and I've said that I'm really not happy with what NWI are doing. I think they're taking the piss at this point, but.
I just don't know where or how this happened. I just don't know where they went wrong, because I used to praise it. I remember none of you guys used to play Insurgency Sandstorm, and I used to bitch like fuck for you boys to come on and have a game. And then you know what? And I started getting issues with frame rate. In all fairness, I didn't get it as much as other people, but people were talking to me and saying I'm having real issues with this game. And then the console thing happened, and initially I was saying give them time, it will come out on console. I was giving them, a chance to redeem themselves, and then boom, radio said absolutely nothing. And I think it's an insult, Ben, when a company like NWI says, we'll give you some information, or we'll tell you about the console release when we have it or when we can. They've got to have something. You're telling me they can't say anything.
Nothing. I know it's bizarre. It doesn't make any sense. But they're obviously. I mean, I think they're maybe. I mean, looking at it now, it's probably like they're hiding stuff, maybe letting it go on and on and on because they know it's never coming out. But if you know it's not coming out, you've got to let the community actually know.
There's got to be a point, and when they come to it, maybe I've said it in the past. Maybe they've got to that point where they can't say it's not coming out, even though they're having issues, or they might have already made that decision. But I think it might be really hard for them to say, or even say it's not coming out on last gen consoles. But that bothers me. It really bothers me, and I will not let that go, because they shouldn't have promised it. Then they shouldn't have said that it is going to come out. A lot of their marketing, Ben, was on the fact that this is the hardcore shooter that is coming to console. That was one of their main marketing strategies that they had before they released the game.
PS4 and Xbox One still highlighted as on Twitter, saying it's soon to Xbox One and PS4. So if they don't come to those current gen, I think that's false advertisement.
Exactly. I don't think they could ever recover.
No,
to be honest. Imagine the trust.
Yeah.
I do, and that's going back to the Embracer Group. I honestly don't understand the mentality of a company that big that owns all these studios and 100% of NWI. You're not working with them, NWI. You are owned by these people.
Yeah.
You're not working with Saber. Saber has been handed the console port. And do you know what? I feel so sorry for Saber. I can imagine what they've been given. These guys, that's why I've never slagged Saber Interactive off, is because I'm sure they've been handed something that, Jesus Christ would find hard to fix.
Yeah, I can't imagine how buggy it must be, because I still don't really understand what they're struggling with. It must be trying to get the frame rate, or just trying to get it in a working state. I don't know, but that's again why they should come out and let us actually know what they're facing issues with. Because I'm
just tell people exactly.
what's actually going wrong with this?
Exactly. Well, I actually said, I was watching, like I say, some of my older videos, and I actually said that I was told, and I was at one point told, that one of the issues were they couldn't get it running on the last gen consoles as well as they wanted it to. Frame rates, optimization, that was the problem. But if they just say something like that to the community and just say, look, we know we've been bad, we've not said anything, but here you go. This is exactly is where we're having issues. You don't have to give all the technical details. You don't have to give out any secrets. Just let these people know, one, why it wasn't released when you said it was going to be released, the reason why, and the reason why it's still not been released.
Yeah, simple to do, and it would also alleviate a lot of the problems that they're going through now with no information.
Exactly.
Honestly, console players, I know I'd be happy if they just come out and just give us some proper information.
Yeah,
right?
And let us do it for them.
Yeah,
let someone like me, and I've told them before, and you know, Ben, I've said, use me. I'll go on there, I'll take the flag, and I'll speak on your behalf, and I'll say, look, this is the problems. They finally opened up, and this is the problems. Tactic Gamer, how you doing, mate?
mate?
Just go on to some of the comments.
Oh, yeah,
Proton, the way above their heads and believe themselves to be some big time studio. I've said that before. NWI think they're a AAA studio, and they're not. It's as simple as that. They're not.
Yeah.
Because they've had a couple of semi-successful games, never met a more arrogant bunch who can't take straight criticism. I'm totally with you on that, but, you know, Proton, I've said many a time they could have used me. They could have said, look, this guy's criticising, he's got information that he shouldn't have, so let's use this guy and try and calm it down a wee bit. And I offered them my help, but they didn't take it. Most of the original devs pissed off to other bigger game studios, hence why the lead game designer used to be the community manager. No, you're right, and I think that's something me and Ben have spoke about in private. They have lost a lot of people, and maybe that's why they struggle with the console port.
Yep.
Tactic Gamer said the worst thing is every single update on the PC makes it even harder for a console release. And do you know what? That bugs me as well, Ben, just going on what Tactic just said there. They release a patch or an update to fix previous patch update bugs.
Yeah.
And then add more bugs.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
Exactly.
All sides of the community now are pissed off. It's the PC community and the consoles.
Skeep just said, RIP NWI 2014, 2017. For argument's sake, if I was the Embracer Group or I was a CEO in charge of the Embracer Group, I'd be taking the IP and just dropping NWI. And that, I know it's brutal, but I would be doing that. If you know what, if that was EA, that would have happened. Pretty much weeks after they'd bought them, they'd say, right, we're closing you down. We're having the IP. We're having Insurgency Sandstorm.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think most studios would, and they'd be in the right mind to do it. They're not doing the job.
Exactly. So Thick Rick said, honestly, I've mostly lost interest in the game. I'm just waiting for any sort of hardcore, realistic shooter for the console. Skeep said, good stream. Thank you very much, mate. Thick Rick, there's a lot of people thinking that way. Wow, Rodriguez, they're completely killing their
server. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
They are completely killing their relationship with the player base. I don't know who the hell they think is going to keep putting up with that shit. Obviously not me, not Ben, and believe it or not, there's a lot more people coming to me, partners, people who slag me off not partners, and are now saying basically you were right. They thought I was being too quick off the mark, having got NWI. But the bottom line is, I'm trying not to sound conceited, but I was right. It's right.
Yeah, you were right. You were right from the start. Even when you were telling me some things that
you were thinking it was bollocks, mate.
And I thought it was bollocks. I was like, no, mate, they're not going to cancel.
Couldn't happen.
They're not going to not get this. They're not going to delay it again, are they? And it happened. So,
because you said, I remember you did a video and saying, you know, I honestly think there'll be a beta in December of this year. And I had a private conversation with you. Said, you know, I said to Ben, I said, great video, mate. There's no beta coming out in December. You said, no, they will. Yeah. They've got to. This is it. And I'm saying, Ben, there's going to be no beta. And I couldn't really say anything more, but I just, bottom line is, I knew there was going to be no beta. NWI, I'm sorry to say, if anyone's watching, and by the way, if anyone's watching, don't forget to subscribe to Ben at North Cinematics. I've seen quite a few of his subs on the chat. Recognize quite a few. We have similar subscribers when it comes to Sandstorm, but if you search for North Cinematics, give him a subscribe. And if you're not subscribed to me, I'd really appreciate it, because my channel's starting to move a little bit now, and everything helps, in all fairness. We do the grind. We don't ask for anything, but subscription would be great. We've got 17 people at the watching at the moment. We had 19 about 3 seconds ago. We got 20 likes. And I just want to say, Ben's probably going to do a face reveal in the next couple of months. And he might do.
I've got the video ready. I'm probably going to release it.
Oh, are you going to actually do it?
Yeah, I'm going to release it probably tonight or something.
Oh, hey! Yeah, that's good. Because I've had a preview. I've beta tested it for him, and I think it looks really good. I think it's about time Ben did it, because we had a conversation. There was an internet poll that said, do you prefer videos when the content creator you follow is in the video, or do you like just the gameplay? And 79% said they like the content creator in it. Yeah, and I think you'll do really well on that, Ben.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hopefully it can go decent.
So Richie Rodriguez, you saw this coming months ago. NWI is trash, and they can't even maintain a person as a point of contact face of the team for the community, let alone deliver on anything they plan in roadmaps. Now, I appreciate, thanks for obviously supporting me on the channel, Richie. But I hate to say it. See, this is one of the reasons that NWI can't take my videos down, because I can actually say what I say on the videos or on my streams, I know is true. Because I've had a conversation, we didn't used to talk like this, me and Ben, because I knew he was in the partnership program. We didn't really talk about this, but in the last couple of weeks, I've had conversations with Ben, and I've asked him not to say things. There is certain things that I just wouldn't say on videos, and I've said this to Ben, because I don't know they're entirely true. The things I've said in all my videos, I know as a fact they're entirely true.
Yeah.
So
everything you've said been,
because I wouldn't say it, I wouldn't give them the chance to be able to pull one of my videos down, to take any legal action.
You didn't use Sandstorm gameplay, wasn't it?
Because I knew they were waiting, because they, I don't use Sandstorm logos anymore. I don't use, if you've noticed, I use Call of Duty gameplay when I'm doing a Sandstorm video, because I don't want to give them any opportunity to be able to pull down my video. And, in effect, any of their logos, their gameplay, even though it's my gameplay, that game is their property, and legally I've been told I can have gameplay on, but it's best not to take that chance, because bottom line is they could take the video down. It could come back in 2 weeks' time and miss out on the views that I probably could have got in that space of time. So I just don't take the chance.
Yeah, it's not worth it, is it?
Yeah, Father Wank. I actually call him Father Ted. There's a program in the UK. I don't know how many people in the UK, but I sometimes it's a Freudian slip, and sometimes I say it on purpose. You should watch that, Father Ted. What a great program, and that's in certain ways it actually reminds me of
I
him.
wonder if Father Wank or Father Hank. Yeah, I wonder if he's watching tonight. Wonder if
well, if not, he'll probably. I think it's probably. So they do their streams. I think he said. I think Aaron said. It's 2:30 where he was, and that I think was about 10:10, 11 o'clock. So they're probably really early in the morning at this moment in time, or sort of 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure. So bottom line is, I think it's Aaron. Is it Aaron or Aaron? Or Father Hank. We don't want to see your shoes. We don't want to know that you need a haircut. We couldn't give two fucks, in all fairness. What we want is you to take them silly skins away.
Yeah.
Give us some authentic skins, like, cosmetics for the weapons that are maybe mud, a tan org or something like that. I don't know. Something simple, something authentic. What I can say to you that I think's true, and what the community thinks is they certainly don't want what you're giving them at the moment.
No, certainly not. I think we can all agree on that.
I honestly, again, I think they've missed the biggest opportunity from an independent developer. This could have made them. This could have be
massive. Yeah, definitely. They could have, if they had a successful release here, they could have looked to the future, expanding and all kinds of things. But at the moment now, they've stopped the chances on consoles, or very much limited it. So, but it's just, I've always said this: if someone does a tactical shooter on console, it would be very successful. But no,
and it should have been that one.
It should have been that one.
It should have been that game.
But
so, a summary of last night's stream from Father Hank and then Mikey. I can't say his surname. Saharis, something like that. Anyway, so I just know him as Mikey.
Yeah.
And Father Hank. Bottom line is, we were getting no console news. You get people like Abel Green that make videos just before the stream saying, "Oh yes, is this going to be console news?" It was never going to be console news, and that's the first thing that they actually said. And I've got a video coming out for you soon, Abel Green. Please watch this space if you are watching this video, son, or anyone who's a subscriber of Abel Green. Just tell him that Devlin is going to out you. I'll go no further than that, but Devlin's going to out you, and it's nothing to do about copying people's content.
No.
And that's all I'm going to say on that. So anyway, they removed the competitive mode from Insurgency Sandstorm, and there's an uproar going on. And then these silly skins and cosmetics, and the amount of people that I see, especially on the Facebook page, that I go on, an Insurgency Sandstorm Facebook page, there's so many people saying, "That's it, I'm done. I'm done with the game." And they're saying, Ben, things like, "Oh, we've seen what they were doing with the console community, and now they're doing it with the PC community."
Yeah.
I honestly, genuinely don't think they give a flying fuck what anyone thinks of them. All they're thinking about now is money, how much money they can make on this. And I hate to say it, dead game can we make on cosmetics? How can, and people are saying that they're trying to bring 14-year-old kids into the game. These kids could never play this game. These kids are Fortnite players, Call of Duty players that run and gun. It's just not that game. Do you know what, NWI? You are missing out on an opportunity to make the franchise of Sandstorm or Insurgency massive, and you're just alienating people.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Like you said it, they're going after a community that wouldn't enjoy their game, and they've got a community ready here, and they're just ignoring us. And we've been asking for proper, authentic cosmetics, but they're just going worse and worse and worse and worse now. And it's like, where's the inspiration? What's the art department even doing? It just feels like the marketing team's directing too much of what's going on. But yeah, it's very they're burning the bridges with PC players now as well, which is
exactly, and that's bad. That's bad. Well, they have, and should we go there again? Is it the fact that they're being told to do this? But you know what? In all fairness, say even if it was 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, they were doing this well before the Embracer Group got on board. I know it takes a long time to sort out a deal. Well, actually, it probably doesn't when you're buying 100%. It's like, we'll give you this for 100%. It's not as if, they're trying to negotiate the amount of shares that they're going to get, a percentage. They were buying them outright. So I don't think that would take as long. But they were doing it before that. The radio silence, just came because I personally think they knew that this game was in so much trouble for the console port. But I think you're right, Ben. I think they've already alienated the console community, and they are now. I don't know if they're doing it on. I don't even know if are they that conceited that they think they're going to get away with it, because now they're alienating the console community. And I just wanted to ask you, Ben, because we've got about maybe it's 10 minutes. What do you think the repercussions of the next game are going to be after the way they've conducted themselves over the last, should we say, 18 months?
Well, I mean, you've got to look at it now. Are the console players going to be that interested in what NWI are doing? Are they going to be following them? I doubt it. So they've burnt to bridges with a lot of players that are potential customers. And I just think PC players as a whole,
I'll get on that, Proton.
They could have really, capitalized on this. This game for me strikes a nice balance between hardcore and tactical. And they had a massive opportunity to keep developing this game and turn it into a really successful game. But they've made so many poor decisions along the way that for the new game, I'm excited for the new game. I'm excited to see
so am I. So am I.
I'm not liking the art direction at the moment, where they're going, where the head's going, and the sort of decisions they're making. It's really like they're just trying to make as much money as possible. And that's what.
So what if that is so going to that, Ben? What if that is the direction they're going? Is the next game going to be that? Because I want none of that. I don't want any of that. If they bring something out, maybe it's in a different area. So Insurgency South America, I'm all over that. Yeah. But if it's got cosmetics and skins like that, count me out.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to be the same because. They could. There's so many. I don't understand why developers are not looking at this and going, "Well, why doesn't someone try and just add some authentic cosmetics that actually look, realistic?"
And again, going back to it, I think that'd be more simple for them.
It would sell much better. They'd be inspired to create these, but at the moment they're just latching on to different trends and they're all over the place. And
I think they're trying to do Call of Duty skins very badly.
Very badly. Well, they're not even professional. Like, they look shit. And that's the issue. They're not even enticing for a mainstream, like someone that they're trying to target, the Call of Duty players and Fortnite players.
Maybe they are trying to target them, Ben. Maybe they are.
Well, they said that they added Team Deathmatch because they want to get more Call of Duty players in. So I think that was
a completely different game. It's night and day. They're nothing like each other. But Jay Rodriguez, they made a great game at launch. I mean, it did have its problems, don't get me wrong. I don't know how they managed to consistently make shit decisions since then. Same as me, mate. I don't know what to say. Exactly the same as you. I have no idea what their thinking was.
Yeah.
Friday night, Emerald 90, Friday night stream is still on. But I think, because we've not done it for a while, I don't know if you're up for it, Ben, we'll do maybe it's a drunk stream.
Yeah, Yeah, let's go.
So I think we've not done one for a while. So yeah, we might even play Sandstorm. see if we can kit ourselves out with that new cosmetics. Just take the bit. Should we meme the shit out of it?
I don't think they'll be out though, because I think it's February the 2nd. I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
right. Okay.
So we can still find some shitty ones.
Yeah, we'll find something to play. If you just in the comments of this video or whatever, or Ben's new video, we will be streaming on Friday night, regardless what it is, podcast or drunk stream. If you want us to play any particular game, because people were coming up with, which I think would be a good idea, like a car racing game or something. Imagine trying to play that. Ruined. If we could... maybe it's find
a webcam for that, but
yeah, that'd be good. So imagine. So I'll tell you what, me and Ben, and I'll see if the boys are up for it because they've not been on tonight. We usually talk on what's called streaming chat, and for some reason mine was going funny in all fairness, but Ben's couldn't get to work, and because it was like 29 minutes past, I said to Ben, look, we'll just do a private chat. But if any of the boys are watching, and you've got any car games or racing games, do you fancy doing something like that? Because we can still have a chat. I'm not playing fucking Roblox, Proton. Fuck's sake. Fucking hell, pedo game. But anyway, if you want to see us playing any game on Friday, we're quite happy to see what we can do. But there's 18 watching at the moment. We've had 24 likes. Really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed and you like the content, please subscribe. And don't forget to go over to Ben's channel, which is North Cinematics, and subscribe to him as well. And please join us on Friday night at 8:30. But I think I'm going to start wrapping it up. Anything else you got to say, Ben?
No, I think we've gone into some good detail tonight. I think we've said everything, really.
And we said we were going to keep it to... about an hour, didn't we?
Yeah, it's good length.
Yeah, so just want to thank everyone for coming along to the stream tonight. Really enjoyed it, actually. Thought I'd have to do it because of that debacle last night, the Insurgency stream. I honestly think, it's a bad decision. The skins that they're trying to put out, the cosmetics, it's not going to work. If I can say anything to you and try and stay in your good books for once, please don't put them in the game. No one wants them. But I'm going to say good night, and Ben is also going to say good night.
Good night.
Latest chaps, thanks very much for coming to the stream.
See ya.